No, I don't like that. You beat a black widow.
I got it. It's all very clear to me now, Mr. Krabs.
It is?
Yes, I finally realized that I can do it. I can do it, Mr. Krabs. I'm a failure.
Don't talk like that.
Don't you get it, you crustaceous cheapskate? I can't make a double Krabby Patty with the works. I can't put a patty on a bun with lettuce, cheese, onions, tomatoes, ketchup, mustard, pickles, and top bun together in that order. I can't put a patty on a bun with lettuce, cheese, onions, tomatoes, ketchup, mustard, pickles, and top bun together in that order.
Tearing that ass up.
Dump truck. Tearing that ass up. Dump truck. Banana goo.
Oh, I don't know why that wrong. I don't know. Tearing that ass up.
Dump truck. Tearing that ass up. Oh no, that's the transformer.
Oh, look at him. Oh yeah, you're so big. You're so big. Look how small he is. Look how small he is. We don't let him know that.
Yeah, no, I mean he's got a good look. What can I say? Like, it's a pretty good look. It's very Batman.
Yeah.
I mean, as you can see here. It's time for Grand Trivia.
Yes, I finally realized that I can do it. I can do it, Mr. Krabs. I'm a failure. Don't you get it, you crustaceous cheapskate? I can't make a double Krabby Patty with the works. I can't put a patty on a bun with lettuce, cheese, onions, tomatoes, ketchup, mustard, pickles, and top bun together in that order. I can't put a patty on a bun with lettuce, cheese, onions, tomatoes, ketchup, mustard, pickles, and top bun together in that order.
Yeah, you passed that test.
No, I don't like Taskmaster. She beat a black widow. Not cool. Not cool.
Stereo.
Attention! Attention! And now we welcome to the grand trivia stage our great leader, our grand aquarium emperor, the trivia master of this age, the past age, the upcoming age, and ages unknown. Please welcome Grand Triviamaster Fluval. Oh, that was a bad noise. Sorry, Master. Let's try again. Fluval. Oh, that's not so. We must find the noise to pay tribute to all 5 dimensions you hold in your control. Yes, the fake trumpet for Fluval.
Hello and welcome to Grand Trivia, the only trivia show in any dimension where the points do matter and losing will cost you everything. It's the only game that punishes you for playing. I'm Fluval. There we go. Grand Triviamaster of the Grand Aquarium Empire, and with me, as always, is Intern. intern gnome. What?
Well, hello everyone. I'm
What?
Intern Kristie. For some reason, the word gnome with the word Kristie
Well-
just feels wrong to me. It feels gross, disgusting, low-grade suffering.
But your name's Gnome.
Yucky, 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 yucky. You did miss it. I love the
You
preemptive
did
suffering at the beginning. There was talk of 1776 on with
Yes.
the former randoms
Yes.
just now.
Yes, there was.
And not the horrible time period, the horrible musical.
The horrible musical that Blog loves.
Yucky does it for me too. Yeah, yucky, gross.
Yucky, yucky,
low
yucky.
grade. Yuck.
Yucky, yucky, yucky.
Ooh, that's very cool. Saw a Q&A hosted by Griffin of Alex Ross Perry.
The salmon guy?
I have no idea who that person is. So
Griffin
I cannot
Newman, the
answer
salmon
you.
guy.
Oh, yes.
Who delivered salmon to Watto.
I don't. Yes, that's true.
To Watto
I
the
don't know who
Toydarian?
Alex Ross Perry is.
He's
there's no
past and
one's
future
like
guest
no
on Blank Check with
business.
Griffin and David. Oh, that makes, of course, because he directed Pavements, the movie about Pavement,
Oh.
the band that
Love
Griffin
that.
is in.
Love that even more.
Yeah, and he also did Listen Up, Philip.
Listen up. Did Philip listen?
You'll have to watch the film to find out. And Her Smell. And he also worked at Kim's Video,
Oh.
the East Village-based video store in New York City. And he's a vegan.
No must stay.
No
No
mistake.
must stay. And I want everyone to
The
just
gnome
say,
in me sees the gnome in you.
no must stay to a little friend.
Yes, look at that
That's
little friend.
joining us today. That's right. It's a little gnome, and it's a little honeybee gnome.
Yes.
Did I have big plans for this gnome that included, like, I don't know, contacting someone to, like, voice the gnome and, like,
Yeah.
a new paint job, maybe saying not welcome?
Yeah. Yeah, maybe.
Who can say?
Maybe you had those plans.
Who can say?
Who can say? I can
Aw,
say.
no more tears. Yes, everyone. Hello. Hello. Everyone say hello to the gnome. Everyone say hello to the bee
To
gnome.
the little gnome.
Ooh, ask me. I was going to say S-game. But you're right. Even small gnomes make eggs.
Yeah, the dimensional veil is a little thin along that gnome.
Well, that makes sense.
They're magical
because,
creatures.
Yeah, much like Bigfoot, gnomes are interdimensional.
Yes, and you know what else is interdimensional?
What? The fact that there's a studio cat right underneath me and I can't just like show all of you the studio cat, but you should know that the studio cat is being very adorable right now.
Oh, that's gnome for sure. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I
love
would say
that.
our
So
game
as
of
I
trivia.
go like this. It's because I'm petting an adorable studio cat
Yes.
that none of you can
see. But you
That
can.
spooked the studio cat.
Of course it did. You can go, H-Dub's starting to think the cats aren't even real. But you can go to crowd.live and enter the code SESGME. Extra special gnomes meet Emery.
Or even small gnomes make eggs.
Or even small gnomes make eggs.
This one makes insect eggs.
It's true. That you know what? That gnome also seduced a woman away from Patrick Warburton, much like the bee played by Jerry Seinfeld. And if you go to crowd.live, you can play against Faith Gnome Moore, Gnome Nomenclature, Gnome Chomsky, Go Big or Go Gnome. You know, because they're tiny. One of those cheeky gnomes that shows their butt.
Oh ho ho ho!
Opala Nomala.
No butt.
Nisus Christome. I know I'm gonna lose.
I know I'm gonna lose.
David the Gnome. They're hiding in my garden. And Tony Gnome, which I assume is a Tony Romo reference.
Tony Noma.
Tony Nomo.
And Single Walk Gnome.
And Single Walk Gnome just joined our game, as you can if you go to crowd.live and enter the code ESGME. It's also pinned in the chat.
You could also do Sleep Gnome More.
You could do Sleep Gnome More. You could do Spider-Man Gnome More.
What?
Because Spider-Man No More is the comic arc where where Peter lays down the mask.
Oh, okay. I was very confused. Gnome if you want to. Gnome around the world. Gnome if you want to. On a trash can in an alley. Yes.
Gnome, gnome, gnome. You will die.
Gnome, gnome, gnome.
It's a shroom shack, baby. That'd be my
Shroom
favorite
Shack,
Gnome
baby.
B-52s. Gnome Shack, baby.
I really wish that you could all see how cute this studio cat is being. But you can't.
No, you can't.
But you can't.
No.
And that is why you are fools and lower dimensional beings. Hey, Fluval.
The man with gnome name.
Yes.
Yeah.
The
name
horse with gnome name?
Yeah, I went through the desert on a horse with gnome name. It was Bizzle Whizzle Whizzle.
What the fuck?
That's a gnome name.
That is a
Like
is
Bizzle
a gnome
Whizzle
name.
Thizzlethorpe.
That is a gnome name.
Gnome Madland.
Gnome Madland.
Gnome Country for Old Men.
Ooh, that's a good one.
Yeah.
Nomenclature.
Gnome Man Clature is playing in our game.
That is true.
And a type of little guy just joined. That's true. Snoop Dogg
Gnome
they caught that
style.
gnome's style. Well, Bizzle Whizzle Thizzlethorpe. Bizzle Whizzle Whizzle.
That is what I was thinking when you said that. Actually, Gnome Sky.
Yeah, Gnome Man's Sky.
Gnome Man Sky. Faith
Yes.
Gnome More.
Faith Gnome More is in our game of trivia, as is Gnome Man Clature, Gnome Chomsky, Go Big or Go Gnome.
There's gnome crying in baseball.
One of those cheeky gnomes that show their butt. Opala Nomala, Nisus Christome. I gnome gonna lose. David the Gnome.
I know I'm gonna lose.
They're hiding in my garden.
Ah!
Tony Gnome, a single walk gnome, and a type of little guy.
The type of little guy.
They're just a type of little guy. They're
Come
just a
here,
type of little
Studio
guy.
Cat. Studio Cat, come here. I do like how now trivia is not just trivia. It's also let's watch intern Kristie try and get the Studio Cat to come into her lap for 1 to 2 full hours.
Yeah, see, this is Spider-Man No More.
I see. A Noma Molly.
Have you tried treats?
Have you tried? Yes!
Have you tried treats?
They're still here!
Yeah.
Oh, he just heard them. Yeah, guy. Are you smart enough to understand if I show you the trait and put it up here? No, I gotta see your eyes see this, otherwise I'm not sure. Okay.
Thank you for that salt blog, Tovin. Gnome Diggity.
Right here. You just have to look up.
Gnome Diggity.
Yeah.
Oh,
It's right
Void
there.
has had a treat or two.
Oh.
Weird is the new Gnome Owl. Yeah, Once Upon a Gnome, Shanghai.
Ah.
I don't
like
want
that.
gnome scrubs. Little Center Radio tried dog food.
No, I don't want gnome scrubs. Scrubs is a
Yeah.
guy can't get no love from me.
If you know Nervous, he's got a redeem where he'll pause his game to fuss the cat. That's pretty good. That's pretty good.
That is pretty good.
Gnome, drama, gnome.
Look, all you have to do is jump right up here, and then you'll be able to get these treats.
Ain't gnome sunshine when she's gone.
Are you smart enough to understand this? Based on the big dumb eyes he's looking at me with right now, no.
No more Mr. Nice Guy. No more Mr. Clean. Well, we've given you plenty of time to join our game, so why don't we get it underway? But you can still join even once the game has started by going to crowd.live and entering the code ESGME. Who runs the Bates Hotel? Oh, that's Noman Bates. I know.
Okay, what if you sit here, though, and you notice that there's treats for you right there? Oh, do you notice? Do you care? No, you just really don't want to be on my fucking lap.
No.
All right, here are your treats, Studio Cat.
No, he doesn't want to
You're
be on your
being
lap.
so accommodating.
And you can be accommodating with the iconic crowd per gong as we count down to our first question in Gnome Trivia.
Hi.
Here it comes in 3, 2, 1, Gnome. Which online travel agency had a wandering gnome as their mascot in the 2000s? Is that Booking.com, Expedia, Kayak, or Travelocity? Is it Booking.yeah? Expedia, Kayak, or Travelocity?
Ha! Missy clicked the wrong one.
Suffer!
Ah!
Suffer! Maddie did too!
Ah!
H-Dub thinks
One
you'll get him
day.
one day. Unfortunately, I think I saw these ads too much. Well, see,
Ah!
I should have mentioned my tip for trivia is answer the questions correct.
Yes.
That's how you gain points. See, you get points for answering the
There
questions
was
correct.
a tie-in with the Amazing Race.
Yes, the gnome was on the Amazing Race.
You are alt-tabbing! You are undone!
Yeah, also Chopland Sedans, aka Booty Slapper. I do love the occult gnome in this image. I was very happy I found that. Who knew? Oh yeah,
Who knew?
I knew.
You know.
But now
all.
let's see what you all picked. One of you said Booking dot what? 5 of you said Expedia. 0 of you said Kayak, and 8 of you said Travelocity. And you, of course, know the correct answer because you can see into my mind
I
palace.
can see into your mind palace.
But did you know it before you glimpsed?
I would not have.
Okay,
It
well-
could have been any of these, honestly.
Except it couldn't, because the correct answer is, in fact, Travelocity, and it was inspired by the 2001 film Amelie, where, in order to encourage her father to get out more, Amelie steals his beloved garden gnome and gives it to a friend who is part of an airline cabin crew.
Oh.
And he then starts getting mailed photos of his gnome in various scenic locales to encourage him to go meet it. And the ad started as a man named Bill who was looking for a missing gnome and put ads, quote unquote, in various newspapers. It wasn't. No, Amelie didn't start it. Amelie repopularized it.
Did Sims do that?
Yeah, gnomes just pop up places and stuff.
Oh,
in The
I
Sims.
love that.
But gnoming actually goes back before Amelie, and that is what it is called. It is called gnoming.
Gnoming.
Where you kidnap a gnome from the front lawn and then send it around the world.
I love that.
Yeah, no, Amelie is the Dark Souls boss of Manic Pixie Dream Girls.
What the fuck does that mean?
I mean, I think it's pretty self-explanatory.
No.
Swingers kidnap flamingos? Wow.
And have sex with them.
Yeah.
According
and with
to H.
using pineapples.
Yeah.
Travelocity presents
Oh.
The Roaming Gnome, denouncer of travel myths. Our first myth, all travel sites are the same.
No way. Only Travelocity guarantees the whole shebang. Your trip, your stay, and of course, your price.
Myth 2, things
So, yeah.
disappear in the Bermuda
Initially, it started...
Oh, come on. You'd have to be an absolute goof.
Initially, it started as
Triangle.
playing into the Wandering Gnome, but eventually he became their gnome by the mascot by default. And so Travelocity used him in other contexts beyond gnoming related ones. If you had to get someone to travel around the world, what of their possessions would you steal and give to a friend who was a cabin crew member?
Their self. I would.
Well, that would do
I
it.
would probably
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
chloroform them.
That is the more
Throw
direct.
them into a suitcase.
Their soul.
and
yeah.
then give that to the flight crew.
Yeah, there is an ad where he gets shocked by an outlet and then also up and goes, "Am I going to die?"
Am I to die?
Yeah, gnoming does sound. It sounds like a violent act. A small pebble. Wiz would steal their gun. Fair, that would work. Both of yours are far more direct methods than what Amelie used. But they would get you to our leaderboard, where Nisus Christom is in first, Faith No More in second, I Know I'm Gonna Lose in third, Opala No Mala in fourth. Well, we don't have those, Opala. David the Gnome in fifth, one of those cheeky eye gnomes that shows their butt in sixth, Single Walk Gnome in seventh, Once Upon a Gnome, Shanghai in eighth, a type of little guy in ninth, not answering the question. Sawlizzle Gulp Gerreriz Punk. Sawzle Gulp Guerreriz Punk in 10th, which is the gnome of Saw Gerrera.
Oh, okay.
They're hiding in my garden in 11th. Tony Gnome in 12th. Nomenclature in 13th. Go big or go gnome in 14th, because they're tiny. And Gnome Chomsky in 15th as we return to trivia with question number 2.
Good effort, Wiz. Good effort.
In the lore of World of Warcraft, which of these are the forerunners to gnomes? Cyber gnomes, mecha gnomes, metallo gnomes, or robo gnomes?
Metallo.
One of these is the forerunner race to the gnomes in World of Warcraft's lore. Which one is it? It's cyber gnomes, mecha gnomes, metallo gnomes, or robo gnomes?
So, better question.
Yeah.
Fuck, marry, kill.
Yeah?
Cyber gnomes, mecha gnomes, metallo gnomes, robo gnomes.
Okay, I'd kill cyber gnomes, kill mecha gnomes, kill metallo gnomes, kill robo gnomes. That was a fun game.
H-Dub's got something. Fuck.
Okay, so you'd fuck all three.
Fuck all 4.
We need you to be Nomala of the country.
Nomala.
Nomala.
A kick in the right gnome nads.
We did it, Gnome. We did it, Gnome.
Gnome to the polls. Pokemon gnome to the polls.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Fuck cyber gnome, marry mecha gnome, kill metallo gnome.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, you haven't played enough WoW to say for sure, but your brother had a gnome when he played. Well, I'll tell you this. The hint is... Oh, no, what were you going to say?
I was
What do you
going to
think
say,
it is?
can you make them big again?
No.
But I don't know
Yeah,
them.
I can. Of course I can.
Go to the polls.
There it is.
Nah. All right. I'm going to...
Wait, is this also their origin in D&D that they were... Interesting. Okay, what's your answer?
I'm going to fuck the Robognomes.
Oh,
Because they're robots. They can
Okay.
do many things.
okay.
I'm going to kill the cyber gnomes because they've been online. So they're tainted.
Sure.
And I'm going to marry the mecha gnomes. I love a good mech.
But which one do you think is the right answer?
I have no idea.
Oh, they ripped Gond. Is Gond in... Gond's in WoW?
Gond? Who's
Gond?
Gond?
Gond is a gnome god. And who is also, in a reference that will only make sense to you, is also Zent's god.
I see.
When he became obsessed with creation in a D&D campaign that was not recorded or broadcast anywhere.
I see.
But I can see all your D&D campaigns. A lot of you are doing sex and I don't like it. But what do you think is the... So you don't know what's the correct answer.
I just like that in general. A lot of you are doing sex and I don't
It's true
like
in
it.
general, too. That's true. Zent was also on the Wizworld podcast.
Oh, is this Farscape?
So some of you will know Zent from the Wizworld podcast, where his big scheme was something very similar to the Merry Marvel Nation.
Oh.
So you don't know what the answer is. You have no guess.
I have no idea.
Okay, well,
no guesses.
0 of you thought cyber gnomes. 10 of you said mecha gnomes. 2 of you said metallo gnomes. 2 of you said robo gnomes.
Oh, what the fuck?
Yeah.
What the fuck? We got it.
Yeah, we got
We
that.
got it, players.
We got that last week.
We got it, gamers.
Hey,
We got
gamers,
it.
we got it.
Hey, big dogs.
Hey, big
Look
dogs.
At this.
Hey.
We got
Hey, big dogs, 10 of you got it right
We
because the
got
correct
it!
answer is, in fact, mechagnomes, who are also known as mechano-gnomes and clockwork mechagnomes. Can you guess what they are?
Clearly, they're not in mech suits, which is what I thought they would be.
They're robots.
Okay. Are all of these real?
No,
Okay. Which ones are real?
only mechagnomes.
Okay.
The rest are riffs on mechagnomes. The
You did
mechagnomes
a
were
good job,
created by
Flo.
Mimiron, or Mimi Iron, also referred to as the Grand Architect, within Ulduar. Apparently as servants and caretakers, much like the Earthen. When their creator was struck down by the corrupted Keeper Loken, the mechagnome scrambled to save his fading soul by transplanting it upon a giant mechagnome body, though they could do nothing to help his deteriorated mental state. Ooh. So they're mechagnomes for a while, and then they get... they fall victim to the curse of flesh, which turns them into the gnomes.
I see.
So mechagnomes are immortal robots.
So it's a lot like Mormonism.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Do they have sex?
Oh, there wasn't a clue, Mr. Plow.
A clue? In Fluval's trivia?
There was no clue.
Woe betide the cursed flesh.
Whoa.
Woe betide.
Woe betide.
Woe
Oh, they also
betide.
ride mechanostriders, which are robot chickens.
I love a robot chicken. I
Yeah.
do love that.
Boop, 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 boop. See, here's another mechagnome. Well, eventually there will be a mechagnome here.
Do mechagnomes dream of electric sheep
Probably.
to have sex with?
There are blingtrons, which are diamond-encrusted mechagnome-like robots invented by Nopedo
Oh, wait.
Bizfuse. So here we go. And players can turn into a mechagnome using a robo-gnomebulator toy.
They do permit.
Yeah.
Yeah. Asimov's 3 laws absolutely permit fucking a robot, mostly because in the book,
Nemo. Durkee.
I think it's the
Mechano-gnome
gods
purple.
of the sky.
the Guardian. Ooh.
A lot of people fuck robots. A lot of people fuck robots. Robot fucking is kind of a plot point.
So the little death is allowed?
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh, whoa, look at this Vitruvian mechagnome.
Yeah. Incredible.
On Blizzard's World of Fusion, players become mechagnomes.
Bro said now.
And on our
no.
leaderboard, who become
need a little
leader?
love.
It's David the Gnome in first place, gaining 678 points on that question. Gnome Chomsky gained the most points, gaining 797, while I Gnome Gonna Lose lost 862, losing the most points on that question, and they answered the fastest overall, answering in 6.213 seconds. Robots do need a little love sometimes. And you know who else needed a little love in the hit stream Con Artist's Journey to Baldur's Gate?
Who?
The subject of our next question.
Oh.
Before he became a mind flayer, Con Artist's Journey to Baldur's Gate's G.W. Thistlethorpe was what kind of gnome? Was he a chaos gnome, a deep gnome, a forest gnome, or a tinker gnome? This is why you have to watch every show on this channel.
Yeah. You mean the gnome portrayed by Intern Forrest?
Yes, the very same.
I
And Missy,
think
who
I
also
know
played in the campaign, thinks they know it.
Thanks.
Thinks they know it.
Thanks.
Yeah, damn called out, says, well, howdy, partner. I mean, you got a pretty good hint
Did
from
you?
the intern, perhaps.
That looks like a penis.
Tadpoles look like penises. Just
It's
when you think
so
you know
penile.
someone. Yeah,
Why is it so much like a penis?
because because that's what they look like.
But why do they look so much like penises?
Because that's what they look like.
Maybe a duck or a cat penis. Maybe.
I mean, I think it's because they're Geiger inspired. But I'll tell you this: those
Partially
tadpoles,
human.
tadpoles,
Yeah.
They don't look circumcised.
Yeah.
They're emerging from that top.
Tadpoles become penises. Oh, penis, where's the piss?
Great question.
Where's
well,
the piss?
let's see what you picked. 5 of you said chaos gnomes, 5 of you said deep gnomes, 4 of you said forest gnomes, and none of you said tinker gnomes. The great hint was it was in fact a character played by Forrest and was a forest gnome. These are all real types of gnomes in Dungeons and Dragons, of course. We all know that.
Should have gone with your gut.
But the correct answer was, in fact, forest gnome. And if you wondered what he looked like, he looked a little something like...
Just search that mind palace, Fluval. You've got this.
I don't got it in any Mind Palace anymore,
Oh,
so you'll have to go back and watch... Oh, you can see him on the right here.
On Wiener Dude Alert, on Wiener Dude Alert.
It's everyone's favorite.
We're
It's
back.
Boredom Days. And boredom is just 59 cents. Hurry on, Wiener Dudes. Come to Boredom Days. Only at On Wiener Schnitzel.
I like how
Yeah.
that sound is just like, now it's the alarm for whenever
Yeah.
the dimensional
Yeah,
veil
yeah.
fucks up.
Now that's when there's a big fluctuation in the dimensional veil.
Just
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that's why they're the multiverse's leading alienation chain. But forest gnomes, chaos gnomes, deep gnomes, and tinker gnomes are all real gnomes in the Forgotten Realms or in Dungeons and Dragons. Forest gnomes are among the least commonly seen gnomes because they're very shy.
Aww. Aww.
And here's what one of them looks like.
Adorable. I
Forest
love
gnomes
it.
are among the least commonly seen gnomes on Toril. Chaos gnomes embrace the nature of chaos and tend towards a life of sorcerers. They enjoy a more nomadic life and seem to have the supernatural ability to manipulate luck in their favor.
See them.
You can't see them. Toril. 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 Oh. Yeah, see, they're called imago in the gnome language,
Imbago.
and they have a great sense of humor, but they're seldom pranksters. Meanwhile, those deep gnomes live in the Underdark, and they're very serious and suspicious
Ooh.
lot,
Okay.
and they survived in the Underdark by being very wary of outsiders. And I'll tell you this. I ain't going to see what earlier editions depicted them as. You can do that not on stream if you want. And then the Tinker Gnomes are from Spelljammer, and they're Kreenish Gnomes or Manoi, who are a major spacefaring race native to Kryn space. And so they're gnomes who live in space and make stuff,
Amazing. I love it.
which is most accurate to what gnomes are like. Kryn is Dragonlance. Yeah. But they're also in Spelljammer.
Is Dragonlance a game?
It's a book series,
I read one of the books.
but it's D&D.
Yeah, okay. That's why I was curious.
It's like one of their other worlds.
Yeah. Okay.
Oh, Kryn is Kryn. Kryn is Dragonlance, yeah.
Yeah.
Right, Kryn space is the space of Kryn. That checks out. That checks out. It's written by a married couple. That is true.
Oh, that's cute.
Laura and Tracy Hickman. Spelljammer bridges all worlds, like Planescape and this show.
Yeah.
All worlds exist to us,
That's
obviously. So, I mean, that's also just accurate. All worlds exist. You can jam from Kryn to Toril. Toril. Well, let's now jam to our leaderboard, where David the Gnome is holding on to first place and got the most points on that question. They gained 884. They gained 804. Got a little carried away. They gained 804 because they answered the fastest. Correctly, that is. Noam Chomsky lost the most, losing 866, and answered the fastest overall at 6.016 seconds. As we now go to question number 4.
Genesis Christome.
Yeah.
I thought was Wiz.
Nisus Christum.
Right?
I suspect that it is Wiz, and Sawzel Glup Gerrers Punk is also Wiz. I think Wiz might be taking a page out of Blogtoven's book. And having a couple players open, a couple characters. There's a couple real characters on our leaderboard, including in question 4. In the TV series David the Gnome, how many years do gnomes live? Type in your answer. Just type in your answer. How many years do gnomes live? On David the Gnome.
Fluval dares.
I dare. Well, because I know one player will get it right if they're here. Someone has gotten it right. There are no choices. Type in your answer.
Can I guess?
Yeah.
Oh, wait.
Only one of you has gotten it right so far.
Okay, I think it's 500. Am I right? Or is it 1,000? It's like some nice round number.
It's neither of those, but one of those is quite close.
Oh, you gave them more time?
Not on purpose. Why did it give you more time? That's weird.
They live as long as it takes.
Oh, I see what happened.
100,000 years?
No.
But not 1,000 years.
No.
Is it something stupid like 527 years?
No, it's a round number.
700 years.
It only accepts numbers and not questions about Reese's Cup Fusion. I was going to put forever as trees. Interesting. The answer box cut me off at 9 characters. Bug. Well, let's see what you picked. 2 of you said 1,000. One said 69. One said 1 year. One said 100. One said 69,420. One said 400. One said 999,455. One said 200. One said 600. And one said 150. Well, the correct answer is, in fact, 400.
Oh.
Because after 400 years, they die and turn into trees.
That's a dumb number.
Yes.
It should be 500.
On the show David the Gnome, David and his wife Lisa are 399 years old, and in the very sad series finale, they turn 400 and become trees. And the only one who got that right is Tony Gnome, who gained 601 points, while everyone else lost points on question number 4. And now let's hope that this suffering continues. In question number 5. In the world of Dungeons and Dragons, which gnome god wields the sentient battle axe Arumdina the Justifier? Is that Bearvan Wild Wanderer, Flandel Steelskin, Garl Glittergold, or Nebulon? Is it Bearvan Wild Wanderer, Flandel Steelskin, Garl Glittergold, or Nebulon? These are all real gnome gods in the gnomish pantheon on Dungeons and Dragons, but which of these gnome gods wields the sentient battle axe Arumdina the Justifier? There's a Gary Glitter gnome. Oh, hopefully not.
I mean, only heard of one. Oh, I'm so glad that you're suffering, Booty.
Yeah, I'm glad you're suffering, Booty. Booty, suffer everywhere. Bear Van Wild Wanderer 3, The Rise of Taj. Like Van Wilder 3.
Oh.
Garl. Well, let's see what you picked. None of you thought it was Bear Van Wild Wander. 5 of you said Flandel Steelskin. Heidi ho, no Marino. 5 of you said Garl Glittergold. 3 of you said Nebulon. The correct answer Well, what do you think the correct answer is? Intern?
Oh, I think it's Garl Glitter Gold.
Why?
Because that's the only one I've heard of.
Interesting. That does sometimes help you in this show.
Yeah. Well, I heard it from you, Fluval.
Yeah.
Not as the answer to this, but I've heard you talk about this individual
I mean,
before.
I've played multiple characters in D&D games that have connections to Garl.
Yeah.
And it is, in fact, the correct answer. It's Garl Glittergold, also known as the Watchful Protector, who's a lawful good god of the gnomes, who led the Lords of the Golden Hills.
Fluval.
Stupid, sexy Flandel.
Listening to you. All that Garl's glitter
All that
golds,
Garl's
only
glitters
shooter's
golds, only shooting stars break the mold. It's true. One time I played a gnome paladin who had gold
Those
warlock,
are nice leggings.
who had solid gold armor, and then they found a deck of many wishes, and other people in the party drew cards and had only positive things happen. Mm-hmm. My gnome drew a card, lost all of his possessions, including his golden armor that was his dedication to his god. And so he was naked. He was naked, shrouded in darkness that he cast in the fight against the final boss. Because he didn't have clothes anymore, because he lost all his clothes.
The suffering gnome.
Because he is. This is what he used to look like. Real glow up.
Oh, absolutely.
Most splendiferous, gregarious, and overall duplicitous of gods, especially for the gnomes who embody those attributes quite cheerfully, is Garl Glittergold.
Ask
Here's a priestess
Wiz.
of Garl.
Wiz has had people comment on his calves.
Yeah. At Ren fairs.
At Ren fairs.
And so, Garl wields a sentient battle axe.
Can I tell a story, Fluval? Because I was thinking about the calf envy thing.
Okay.
Because
I don't have calves.
Wiz was at a Ren fair doing wizard things.
Yes.
And some children came up to him and were like, "Do you work out?" And they were like, "I don't know how to answer that because I think I'm going to get made fun of." It was a question about calves.
Yeah.
So, intern Emily Pineapple was selling their wares this last weekend.
Yeah.
And a small child came up to their booth and looked like deep into the eyes of one of their dolls and then stood back, pointed, and over the very loud punk band playing screamed,
"Skibbity toilet! Skibbity toilet!" Yeah.
Yeah.
Also, Garl found the gnomes.
Oh.
The gnomes lived underground in a cavern, and he found them inside, told them a joke, and led them out into the wider world.
Yeah,
So,
it's the calf story.
Garl's kind of a big deal.
Yeah. As
For
is
the little
Skibbs.
gnomes.
Apparently.
Skibbity toilet's huge.
Yeah, I mean, yeah. A child saw something and screamed it so loud you could hear it over a punk band.
That's true. Garl's is big in Japan. Exactly. Exactly. And that was question 5. But before we get to our tickets, I have a very important message
Oh, you do?
to show. Yeah.
Oh.
You can't catch me. You can't catch me. You can't catch me. You can't catch me. Uh-oh, you tried to catch me. You can't catch me. American Crime Story, Gnome Village, coming soon.
Oh no! Did the dimensional veil break? Oh, okay.
No, we were here that whole time. They heard us.
I was like, again.
We just had to show you some space, the beautiful space, or the void outside of space, if we're being more accurate.
That is true.
Haha, now I am scrambling to find my Light Enforcer's gun. Well, you should also be scrambling to find... That's right, it's time for our wacky ticket reunification game. No purchase was necessary to enter, and nothing of monetary value was given to enter, and also isn't being given. All you're being given is the satisfaction of inflicting suffering on these tickets, because there are 2 tickets. They'd rather be apart, but if we draw yours, you can reunite them and force them to be together, much like you and your uncle at Thanksgiving dinner.
Ha ha!
Zing! Zing!
Here, I'll have the little bee gnome here to
Hi,
help
bee
read
gnome.
them.
Gnome be good.
Our first ticket
What?
is 396916.
396916.
Yeah. Do you want to know what the second one is, Fluval?
Gnome.
396819.
Said I didn't want to know.
I'm so sorry to have told you then.
You should be.
Technically,
You
it's the
should
gnome's
be.
fault.
Yeah, no, the gnome will pay after this.
Our next ticket.
Yeah?
396602.
396602.
Mm-hmm.
396602.
Mm-hmm.
39.
More numbers.
39.
39666.
Nice.
8.
Okay. We've already had the perfect ticket of 396669.
That's true.
So, but that'll do as a close runner-up.
And our final ticket, it's the Devil's Raffle ticket! Hooray for the devil! 396754. 396754.
396754. 396754.
Zap indeed. Did it? Do we have any winners?
Do we have any winners? Sound off in the chat if you are a wiener.
Are you a wiener?
Are you a wiener? Did you win this game
say
of
if you're a
wacky ticket
wiener.
reunification?
Are
If
you
you
an
did,
on-wiener dude?
You have to tell us. Are you an on-wiener dude?
Big old goose egg from
Goose
one
egg for
bee.
you. Okay.
Well, in
good.
that case, we can just move
I'm
on.
glad you suffered.
Suffer!
So let's get back to our game of trivia. Because here comes question number 6. You can't catch it. Vern Troyer stars as a killer gnome seeking revenge on behalf of a little girl in which movie? Gnome Alone, Gnome Invasion, Gnome Sweet Gnome, or Gnome Way Out? In which movie does Vern Troyer play a killer gnome seeking revenge on behalf of a little girl? You know the answer to this one?
Yes. No, I
don't
actually
sound sure.
don't know
All of
the
the
correct
above,
answer,
says a
but I
hoot named Maddie.
remember helping you come up with the wrong answers. And I still am unsure.
You're not an expert on the Grindstone official cinema.
Well, the one that I thought we were going to put isn't there.
What did you think we were gonna put?
Nope.
Nope. Yeah, nope isn't there. Nope.
Nope.
Nope. Well,
Which is fair enough, but nope.
I like nope.
Nope.
But it seemed like a little obvious. 2 of you said Gnome Alone. 1 of you said Gnome Invasion. 6 said Gnome Sweet Gnome. 3 said Gnome Way Out. The correct answer is Gnome Alone.
Oh!
It's Gnome Alone. You fell for our trap.
Oh!
Most of you did.
That it was
Only-
already a take
Yeah.
on another movie?
Yeah, it was already a take on another movie. Only 2 of you got it right.
Wow. Was it a good movie? Can we see the trailer?
I mean, we can see the trailer, but no,
Okay.
it's not a good movie.
Show us the trailer.
For centuries, They've been a part of our homes. A symbol
Close your eyes.
that the spirits are watching us. But not all of them are here for good.
Oh no.
It sounded like a hobo on helium.
Oh, that is the evil gnome. I was like, it looks like they're protecting the home from that scary Spider-Man.
What are you supposed to be? A leprechaun?
I'm a gnome. Oh, a gnome? Like with the little cute hat? Oops.
He's mischievous.
Chickens in my car.
He's nasty.
I like that.
Yeah, I like that in addition to the murder, he just does pranks. Also, he's as veiny as GW Thistlethorpe was by the end.
I'm gonna call the police.
I don't think so.
Hey, everybody, we have a problem. We have no more beer.
The party's just getting started.
Vern Troyer as the gnome.
Leave me alone. Losing a lamp, present some food. I've got a present for you. Me gold coin.
What?
You.
Yeah, that's right. He kills a leprechaun. He fights a leprechaun in it.
That's Nomedy. That's
And-
Nomedy.
And notably, they couldn't get Warwick Davis to reprise his role as the leprechaun for that movie. Yeah, they got the trailer guy. I mean, he also did like a Geico ad, so it didn't seem like it was hard to get the In a World guy. In a world
Where gnomes
Where
are
gnomes
evil sometimes.
are sometimes not nice guys. In a world where you could lose points, many of you did.
Ha!
Because only a few players got it right. Only 2 players got it right.
Ooh.
Only Go Big or Go Gnome, because they're tiny, and Opala Nomala got it right.
Ha!
But Noam Chomsky answered the fastest once again with 6.7 seconds, but they lost 850 points because they got it wrong.
Well, see, because Swazzlegup Grerome
Yeah,
answered those questions.
but not this one.
Well, wrong.
No, they didn't answer this question at
They
all.
didn't answer this question at
No,
all, so
and-
it might be wet.
But Nisus Christome did. Now, Wiz said, how
So that
dare
one
you
might
suggest
still
that he
be
has
Wiz,
multiple accounts.
But Wiz would also answer the questions. But I do love that one that didn't answer questions is now in the top 3.
I do love that.
That's always a good night for trivia.
I mean, yeah, that's how you know it's a well-calibrated game of trivia.
Yeah. Let's go!
Now, sometimes if I have no idea, I just don't answer. I don't know if I believe. And it's Guerrera Spunk. I see. I see. Well, then with that, let's swim on to question number 7. Which of these gnomes was influenced by a German ideological movement and plots to rain down cruelty? Ivan, Kristie, Pudding King, or Roquat? Which of these gnomes was influenced by a German ideological movement and plots to rain down cruelty? Ivan Gnome, Kristie Gnome, Pudding King, or Roquat? All of the above, says blog. I didn't choose it, but my heart is with Pudding King, says a whom named Maddie. Which of these gnomes plots to rain down cruelty after being inspired by a German ideological movement? What is the context?
The context is plotting to rain down
The
cruelty
context
after
is
being
gnomes
inspired.
plotting to rain down cruelty
After inspiration from
a German ideological movement. It's pretty clear.
Pretty clear.
Yeah.
Pretty
Come
clear.
on. Come on. Is it Ivan, Kristie the Gnome, Pudding King, or Roquat? Let's see.
I actually don't know the answer.
6 of you said Ivan. 0 of you said Kristie. Gnome balls. 5 of you said Pudding King. 3 of you said Roquat. That means 6 of you got it wrong. Because Ivan is the only incorrect answer.
Oh!
Because
Whoa!
Ivan is just a thief in David the Gnome. Ivan the Terrible is the name of the episode, but he's just a thief who steals pelts from human hunters.
He has no desire to rain down cruelty.
Gnomes, as we know them, first emerged in the writings of Paracelsus, who was a 16th century physician, alchemist, lay theologian, and philosopher of the German Renaissance.
Ooh.
Meaning all gnomes are influenced by a German ideological movement. And Kristie Gnome also is.
Clearly.
So then let's take a look at the more fun gnomes.
A little bit more recent one than the German Renaissance.
Yeah, a little more recent one. And a little less fun than the Pudding King.
A lot less fun.
I was doing comedic understatement.
King.
Obviously, the Pudding King is a lot more fun. The Pudding King is an insane deep gnome cultist of Jubilex in Blingdenstone.
Ooh, would make a better whatever Kristie Gnome's job is than Kristie.
She's the... Oh, I did her... Well, you'll be glad we didn't even do her the dignity of spelling her first name correctly. She's the Secretary of Homeland Security, and it should be the Pudding King.
It should be the Pudding King.
Because the Pudding King is a insane cultist who has the power over oozes and aims to use them to devour a city.
Okay,
so the so-called Pudding King was one of the original settlers who had arrived with Dorbo and Seni to try and reclaim Blingdenstone. During the reclamation of the city, he began to find oozes, talking to them, playing with them. This behavior caused the other deep gnomes to shun him, and eventually he was banished.
Aww, just
spurned
for loving
by
oozes.
Just like Jar Jar. Spurned by his people, he wandered into the Underdark, where he came upon two oozes, a black pudding and a gray ooze. He adopted them, playing with them as if they were his own children. One day, while playing with the oozes, they suddenly left. Afraid of being abandoned and alone again, he chased the oozes, only to be seized by a great hunger. Dweeblex, the faceless lord, showed the Pudding King an oozing nightmare that the deep gnome saw as a paradise. Sensing the power the deep gnome had over oozes, the oozing hunger granted him the power to command oozes so that he could return to Blingdenstone and devour it all. Taking the black pudding, now called Princess Ebenmeyer, and the gray ooze, now named Prince Livid, the Pudding King returned to Blingdenstone, taking the city's former center of government as his castle. Oh, he did January 6th. And carving a throne almost in the image of Jubilex, covered in green slime like the rest of his throne room. He began summoning oozes in his quest to devour the city. In the end, after a great battle between his ooze army and all the factions of Blingdenstone gathered together, the Pudding King was killed by a party of adventurers hired by some deep gnome factions after escaping the drow slavers of Velkenvelv. Because this is a D&D campaign that you can play.
Where did we get White Claw sunglasses?
We were given them by a friend.
Oh, yeah. It's the White Claw logo.
Yeah.
And these sunglasses.
And Roquat the Red is the Gnome King of the Oz books, who is a frequent opponent or antagonist in the books and keeps surface dwellers as his slaves just for fun. Mm-hmm. Which, honestly, it sounds like him and Kristie would get along great.
Yeah, to be honest.
Yeah.
He loves turning people into objects and keeping them in his many rooms of objects.
Yeah. And to be clear, those are the two greatest villains on this list. The Pudding King at least has some tragic circumstances behind his desire to devour his city.
Oozes.
And his ooze friends.
Yeah, you can't hate something that has ooze friends.
Honestly, if I were playing that campaign, I'd do the Darth Vader. I'd do the join me, Pudding King, and together we will devour Faerun. And then we'd team up and the campaign would get derailed and turn into us using ooze friends to devour all of Faerun.
Oh, hello,
And I don't
kitty.
like devouring matter, so just to be clear, it's not like that kind of devouring.
No, it's more of a you integrate it in order to disintegrate it.
Exactly, yeah. It's more of a disintegration technique. Much like our leaderboard. Where Go Big or Go Gnome is in first, David the Gnome in second, Opala Nomala in third, Swazzle Gulp Spunk in fourth, and Nisus Christome in fifth. They're hiding in my garden in sixth, a type of little guy in seventh, Tony Gnome in eighth, Once Upon a Gnome Shanghai in 9th. Single Walk Gnome in 10th. One of those cheeky gnomes that shows their butt in 11th. Gnome Chomsky in 12th. Faith No More in 13th. And Nomenclature in 14th. And I know I'm gonna lose. I'm gonna lose in 15th. In last place, as we now go to question number 8. The Gnome Liberation Front returned garden gnomes to their natural habitat. They were founded in which country? Denmark, France, Germany, or the US of A? The Gnome Liberation Front was an activist group who returned gnomes to their natural habitat. Which country were they founded in? This has been an all deep cuts episode of Grand Trivia.
What is this a deep cut to?
History.
Okay, that's what I thought.
Yeah, this is a real thing. Seems like a Danish thing. Says misinformation.
There have been some liberation fronts. And have there been liberation
it's like
fronts
serious
in the
trivia
US
tonight. I mean, yes.
that call themselves liberation fronts?
Oh, probably.
Like what?
Not good groups.
Oh.
Yeah. Yeah, not good groups. The kind of groups who call themselves socialists and are not. Oh, there are the good ones. Yeah. Well, that wasn't.
Oh.
No.
No?
They were they weren't called a liberation front, but they were very close. They were the Symbionese Liberation Army. The SLA. Yeah.
Sla. More like social-ish.
That's true. Yeah, it was it's the Earth Liberation Front and the Animal Liberation Front. Or the ELF and the ALF. And the ELF are also known as the Elves.
Oh!
Because elf. So those are the good ones. There's also the North American Earth Liberation Front Press Office, or ELFPO. Because it's the Elf Post Office. That's funny. That's funny. I don't know. I mean, I think it's funny. I think ELFPO is funny. But now let's see what was the correct answer to this question. What do you think is the correct answer?
I
Denmark,
think
France,
it was Denmark.
Okay.
I think it was Denmark.
Well, most people agree with you because 9 of you said Denmark, 1 said France, 1 said Germany, 2 said USA. The correct answer is France.
Oh, what?
Yes, the correct answer is France, and only Tony Gnome got it right. So then, it's no surprise. He's now in second on our game.
Okay, I feel like one of the studio cats is currently hunting the other studio
Probably.
cat.
Go Big or Go Gnome is in first, because they're tiny. But, we got to learn a little bit more about the Gnome Liberation Front.
We do. So
gnoming as theft, because technically what they're doing is gnoming, because they're taking gnomes and putting them other places. They said that their purported mission is to free gnomes and return them to the wild. These crimes can cause distress to the victims of the theft, particularly if the gnomes have sentimental value. France's Garden Gnome Liberation Front was formed in 1997 in France, aiming to release garden gnomes in their natural habitat, for instance, forests. In 2006, they claimed 165 active groups in France, Canada, Germany, Spain, and the US, and became known to the public in the 90s when they took credit for the theft of hundreds of garden gnomes around France. In 1997, their ringleader was sent to prison and fined for stealing over 150 garden gnomes over several years. And in 98, they staged a mass unaliving of garden gnomes by hanging 11 garden gnomes with nooses around their necks under a bridge at Briery in northeastern France with a note that said, "When you read these few words, we will no longer be a part of your selfish world where we serve merely as pretty decorations." The front was in the news again in 2000 when they stole 20 gnomes overnight from a garden exhibition in Paris, and they were suspected in 2006 when 80 gnomes were stolen under a banner that said "Gnome mistreated, gnome liberated." And in 2008, a 53-year-old man who law enforcement officials believed acted alone stole as many as 170 garden gnomes.
Whoa!
And the Louisville Metro Police Department arrested Barton E. Bishop, commonly known as Gnome Bandit, a Highlands, Georgia thief who was responsible for stealing garden gnomes and others from people's porches. Yes, he acted a gnome. And we even have a local news story about the Gnome Liberation Front. That's the thing. It feels very French to be like, I'm just going to steal some shit and cause some havoc. And this is from Boulder, Colorado.
And to attend this Boulder front yard, missing something that for years has called the garden home.
Check out this picture here. This little guy went missing this weekend.
Yeah, he is the latest victim in what 7 News reporter Molly Hendrickson found to be an organized and growing group of gnome nappers.
Here, but go out fast, for I am gone, free at last.
Around here, the Smiths are known for their love of magic.
My husband's a very magical person, and he loves to collect things that have kind of magical qualities, so we have a lot in the house as well.
But even Christine is stumped.
Many a snowstorm endured
by this latest disappearing act.
But not a thought you gave while guarding your yard. It's funny, but also a little, it's a little eerie.
I do love her response to it. It's like, I mean, it is funny.
On Saturday, they received an email. They were the latest gnome napping victims. The Gnome Liberation Front, it said, was behind the whole heist.
Did someone write us today and said, Gnomeland Security? That's a good one.
With all the recent snow, the Smiths didn't even notice their gnome was missing. That is until Saturday when they got those emails with that picture and that now infamous poem.
And they said that they had renamed him Elvis and that we didn't have respect for him, and because we had never named him. So I don't think we're ever going to see him again. That's my sense.
It turns out they weren't a gnome. The group goes around freeing gnomes from garden captivity, one gnome at a time.
For a slave no more, my freedom granted. Go to the yard, I am no more.
The Smiths are pretty sure their gnome is
Oh,
forever
absolutely,
lost in no
Fukumoto.
man's land. They just hope the others don't follow.
Thanks there be to the Gnome Liberation Front.
In Boulder, Molly Hendrickson, 7 News.
Yeah. Yeah.
Should have gotten this lady to write some trivia puns.
Gnomelander.
No way am I outsourcing that. 1B, BBBR. I would never do that. Not even. For question number 9.
Ooh.
Which country is home to a city of gnomes with thousands of residents? Is that Australia, Brazil, Canada, or Japan? Which of these is home to a city of gnomes with thousands of residents?
See, it's like it's on brand. I think, except for it's not on brand for Australia.
I mean, who the fuck knows? Well, it's gnome trivia, so there had to be a little bit more mischief. And the mischief is, what if it was written like an actual trivia game where you probably don't know it? I mean, I guess it always is. We needed suffering. The gnomes demand suffering, too.
They do.
Do you know the answer?
No.
Does the gnome?
It thinks Japan.
Okay, well, let's see. 4 said Australia, 4 said Brazil, 3 said Canada, 2 said Japan.
Why did you all think... Oh, because apparently Australia is correct.
Yeah, because it is Australia. Gnomesville is in Australia. Gnomesville, a place where everybody feels at gnome. In Western Australia, has a population of about 7,000 gnomes.
Damn.
It's not listed on the Australian Bureau of Statistics. The only industry going into this little town is tourism, but none of the citizens actually hold down jobs. There's a huge parking lot there, but none of the permanent residents drive automobiles. Actually, these so-called citizens don't even eat. They are, in fact, made from all manner of artificial materials. Wood, not an artificial material, plastic, plaster, ceramic, metal, just about anything you can use to create a statue. You see, Gnomesville is populated by gnomes, your average, everyday, garden-style gnomes. It's located out in the Australian bush, just a few kilometers from Bunbury or Wellington Mills. For those not familiar with the area, that's just south of Perth. Nobody knows exactly how this place came to be. One rumor has it that a woman who liked repairing gnomes left one or two there as a decoration, and people gradually added them. Another story says that some primary school children pointed fingers at a nearby roundabout, identifying it as a traffic hazard. When their complaints garnered attention in the local news, the town council initiated a fix-up project, and somebody playfully left a gnome there to stand guard. So you have to go, Fukumoto. Some people say the workers themselves brought the original gnomes, and then others followed suit. No matter the origin of Gnomesville, soon people began bringing their gnomes in greater and greater numbers. And so many of them have signs saying, Sydney gnome not going home.
Yeah.
There is an astronome who says, you must look for me at night. That is when I take a flight. Snow White's dwarves remind us that gnome wasn't built in a day.
Mm-hmm.
Better gnomes in gardens. E.T. phone gnome. Charity begins at home, and the tomb of the unknown garden gnome.
Ah.
And so people, there's gnomes from Ireland, Texas, California, South Africa, Europe, all over Australia, and basically just all over it. And yeah, here's some photos of Gnomesville. It's just, that's all it is.
It's a lot of gnomes.
It's a lot of gnomes. And there's also North Gnomesville, which is in a different part of Australia. So it's still Australia.
Also a place with a bunch of gnomes.
Yeah. They're working on it. They're working on getting a new Gnomesville set up. And I know that was older information, but don't you worry. Gnomesville is still there. And there's even a naked gnome there now.
Wow.
Oh, no! Oh, no!
What? Did someone hurt all those gnomes?
A storm did.
Oh, no!
Look at that. Oh, the humanity, the carnage.
Oh, no!
Oh, no! Missy, all these gnomes died and you're laughing? Who are you, Patrick Kotner?
Right?
Ugh.
These poor gnomes.
These poor gnomes. But they're back. I mean, they're repaired and they're naked. They're still, if the naked one's there, I presume they're all there. Or like they're recovering, you know? Yeah. And this is the mini Gnomesville. This is Gnomesville North.
Okay.
Climate change must be stopped. For the gnomes.
For the gnomes.
And for our leaderboard, where 4 of you got it right. And the one who got it right the fastest is, again, go big or go gnome, you know, because they're tiny. Gnome Chomsky answered fastest overall, but once again got it wrong, losing 823 points. And so they're down in 12th place. But I Gnome I'm Gonna Lose is living up to their name in last place, because now it's time. For the 5 of you who can do it, get your points ready, because
get them ready.
You have to wager. This is related to gnomes. That's your hint. This is related to gnomes. I'm excited for you to see this question. You're gonna love it.
Oh, I'm so excited. I forgot.
Yeah, no, this is a good one. This is a good one. I think some of you will know the answer to this. What? I think some of them will.
Definitely some of them.
I think some of them will know. We'll get it right.
But it
we'll see. I mean, I know it's been a night of deep cuts, and this is going to be just as deep a cut. So get ready. In 3, 2, 1. Type in the funniest gnome pun you can think of. Fluval will pick his favorite. Type in your best gnome pun. You have a precious little time.
They're survived by their gnomelings.
Type your funniest one. Okay. I see a pun in. I see one pun in. And you're running very low on time. Okay, now here they go.
It's funny.
We got some in. We got some in. We got some in. We got some in.
I love when the chat goes quiet because you've put them to task.
I do too. Now let's see what you said. Gnome, I won't do it. You can't make me. Rectum, I hardly gnome. Sherlock Gnomes and Dwarfter Watson.
Okay.
Gnome, sweet gnome.
Okay.
Gnome country for gnome man. Genomes. It's Argony. Arnomi, fuck yourself. Oh, gnome.
What is Argnomy? Argnomy.
Argnomy, fuck yourself?
Yeah.
Sorry, that's what it is. It's our gnome. Our gnome, fuck yourself. Oh, no.
What? What is
I
it?
think that's Missy's.
Oh, like Argo.
Like Argo. It's our gnome. Our gnome. Our gnome. It's Argo. Argo, fuck yourself. Okay.
Argo, fuck yourself.
Oh, no.
Okay.
Oh, no, I'm out of time. Ooh, Grand Aquarium Empire. Gnome way. Gnome piss.
Gnome piss? I like gnome piss.
Gnome piss is the one that got the biggest reaction out of me. What is the pun?
Wait, say them again. Say them again, Fluv.
Gnome piss?
Gnome piss?
Gnome way. Grand Aquarium Empire. Oh, gnome, I'm out of time. Oh, gnome. Oh, gnome. Oh, gnome. It's our gnome. Fuck yourself. Genomes. Gnome country for gnome man. Gnome, sweet gnome. Sherlock Gnomes and Dwarfter Watson. Rectum, I hardly gnome. Or gnome, I won't do it. You can't make me. You gotta go. Gnome. Piss?
Okay, Fluval.
What are you saying?
I don't know. I am just glad that I don't have to make the determination. Honestly.
Because think of the suffering generated by the fact that I told them to do a pun. And then I picked the one that isn't a pun.
Gnome piss?
Right? Like, think of the extra suffering that generates. It's not, Wiz. That's what makes it such a beautiful choice. It's not a pun.
Wait, who did all of these? Can you see? Can we out them? Well, I guess first you have to give the points, and then we can see who did.
Oh. There we go. It is a pun.
Is that true? Is that a true fact?
Oh, that feels like cheating, Wiz.
Choo gnome means I have to read piss real bad.
Okay, so I will see that gnome piss does not have points to wager.
Give them the points then.
Well, no, they couldn't wager points, so they
Oh,
don't
I
have
thought you were just gonna give them points.
No, it's if I don't pick you, you lose however much you wager.
I like that. But you could just give them like a pity amount.
I could. I do like.
I thought you were just gonna hand points out.
I do like rectum. I hardly gnome them. I hardly gnome.
That is pretty good.
Yeah, I rectum. I hardly gnome.
But I do like gnome piss.
I just like gnome piss so much. I'll give gnome piss 69 points.
Yes! Yes, Fukumoto! Yes!
You mean I should set them to 69 points or I should give them 69 points? Because do I subtract? I take 69. They have 69 total. I set their points to 69, or they lose the point. They gain 69 points. I think the latter.
Yeah, I think they gain 69
boy.
points. So if they're already super negative, they're still negative. They're just 69 points less negative.
Yeah.
Funny's funny.
Yeah.
Points are made to be lost. Here,
I mean, that's what they're
at
for.
Radio Free Multiverse.
Yeah, they're still in
true.
last place, even after gaining 69 points, so don't worry about that. This will only twist the knife.
Yes,
You're right.
we do love doing
You're right.
that.
You know what? We're twisting the knife a little too much.
I don't think so.
In terms of best, well, I mean, you don't want to like over ripen it. The suffering.
Oh, okay.
By twisting the knife too much.
How do things ripen with knives?
It's too complicated for a lowly human to understand.
Okay, Fluval.
Yeah, it's definitely not a flawed metaphor. It's just that it's so far beyond you. I'll give it.
You'll leave it in.
I'll give it to.
Yeah, I do like rectum. I hardly know.
Yeah, that's what I'm giving it to. They got it right. What I had predicted someone would do is the funniest gnome pun you can think of. I thought they'd type in the words, type in the funniest gnome pun you can think of. And then they would just type in the funniest gnome pun you could think of. And I was fully prepared to give the points to whoever typed that in. And no one took that bait. Well, you know what else is boring, Missy? Humanity.
That's true.
But you know what else isn't? We know what's not boring.
What?
Is finding out who wins in our game of trivia. Your winners are... No, go big or go gnome, because they're tiny with 69 points. In second place, Intern Kristie in 344. And first place, your winner is Sazel Gold Punk with 846 points.
How? How did you do it?
Oh! Intern Kristie was howdy partner.
Oh! Well, it was a good one.
It sounded like I was going to lose, and now I feel badly. Suffer more, Wiz.
Yes!
Your rules lawyering gave you the game. And you know what you should also do?
What?
Is stay here so you can see a planet get destroyed.
Last Wiz won Twin Peaks. And before that, no winners.
Yes, I made Wiz suffer in both defeat and victory. Yes, I was thinking that when it was Twin Peaks was the most recent.
Yes!
That was your planet, Mr. Plow. And you should also be sure to join Wizworld Live this Friday for a special stream. If you're not going out on the 4th of July, stay in and watch Wizworld Live.
You
Really
should.
watch the entire TGIF block, the Neo TGIF block, which starts with Video Health System at 6 Pacific, 9 p.m. Eastern, and then goes to Wizworld Live at 10 Pacific, and then goes right on to Night Owl TV with Nakamus, where you can see the X-Files and Millennium.
And there will not be a It's Goddamn World of Dolls.
Oh.
Because Emily Pineapple has a place to be.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
You totally do.
Faith no more.
Faith no more. Of course there won't be one on Friday. Yeah, that's obvious. Emily Pineapple does have a place to be. And you have a place to be next week when Superman Trivia comes to Grand Trivia. You'll believe a fish can host. Next week on Grand Trivia to celebrate the release of James Gunn's Superman film. That's a lot of trivia. It sure is. And we'll see you next week. Do you know why?
Why?
Or how, I suppose, more.
Well,
Because we have your coordinates.
Here he comes. Swimming closer than far
Over on
away.
Farscape, who are about to raid, they're trying to change the past, and it doesn't go well.